Hello, year 7, and welcome to another video on cell transport. Today is lesson 3, and it is the osmosis practical. Now, I would love to be doing this with you, but unfortunately we can't. So I'm going to show you a little video of how you do it, and you'll do it in the future, I promise you that. You'll need today a piece of paper and a pen, or the resources printed. If you have got them printed, that'd be brilliant. Otherwise, paper is absolutely fine. I'm going to start with retrieval, go through the slop in a bit more detail than normal, now look at the practical. So your first slide is on the board now for you. What can you remember? So guys, how'd you get on? Again, if you need to pause the video now to revise, please do so. The next questions are on group 1. So pause the video. What can you remember? So how'd you get on, guys? Again, if you need to pause the video, you can do so now to make some notes. And the final slides are on last lesson, which is osmosis. So what is osmosis and what is a partially pale membrane? So how did you get on then, year 7? Check your answers for me now. You should hopefully have said osmosis is moving of water from a high to a low concentration through a partially pale membrane, and that a partially pale membrane is a membrane with holes in it. So slot was a little bit tricky, but again, we'll go through it now in a bit more detail. So the first couple of questions, again, these two should have been okay. Comparing was fusion osmosis, okay, there's your answers. Question 3, let's look at some diagrams. Oxygen is diffusion because it's not water. It would move fastest to A because A has the lowest concentration. Question C, water moves from into cell R the fastest because R is the most sugar, so the least water. Question 4, it's a very wordy question, but again, if you put the ham in water, water will move into the ham because there's more water outside, so it moves into the ham to balance the concentration. And therefore, you can see question B could follow the same sort of pattern where the idea is if you've got water around it because the water's moved out because it's sugar. And then finally, last question is about cells. You can see in question 5, the cell has changed because there's less cytoplasm and smaller vacuole. All about there for you guys. And then you've got the higher surface area from the villi. And the reason there's less cytoplasm and vacuole is smaller is because in this example, the water has moved out of the cell because there's more water inside and outside, so osmosis happens. So the practical you would be doing in school, okay, the equipment you'll be using looks like this. So here's your new knowledge. So don't mind anything, just watch me and listen to me, okay? So this is the practical you would be doing. So you would have a potato, a scalpel, a ruler, a corer, 5 boiling tubes, and a mass balance. Now the idea is practical to see what happens to pieces of potato when you put them in different concentrations of salty water. Okay, or it could be sugar, but again, that is the idea. So what I'm going to talk to you now is how you do this with a little series of pictures that I've taken in my classroom today. So the first one to say, okay, is you need to collect different concentrations of sugar or salt solution. So what I've done here for you is showing you what you would do. So you would collect 5 boiling tubes, and into each of those, you would put the same volume of each solution into each one. So on the left of your screen, you've got distilled water. That is pure water. So you can see I've got a little bit of that. I've then got some very weak salty water from the left, and it gets stronger as you go along. So it's 0.2, weak, 0.4, a bit stronger, 0.6, and finally 0.8 stronger. So you've got different amounts of sugar in each of those solutions. So that is what you would do. And notice you've got the same amount in each one. So your control variable would be the same amount of solution. So what do you do next then? So you need to be getting some potatoes and cutting it. So what I did is did it here for you. I got a potato and I got my corer and I got some cylinders from it. And then using a ruler, okay, 5 cylinders, I actually measured them to all the same size and I cut them all to the same size. So you have 5 cylinders, they're all equal. Again, another control variable for you. I'm keeping the same size and shape of potato. So what do you do next then? So before you put them into each solution, we need to weigh them. So you would weigh a piece of potato. For example, this one here, it weighs 3.39 grams. I weigh that piece of potato and I will then put it into one of the cylinders, and I'd write down the weights under the correct solution concentration. And what you would end up with is you would do it for all 5 potatoes, and you would end up like this. You would have the 5 solutions with the 5 equally sized pieces of potato in them. And what you do is you leave it for 24 hours. And after 24 hours, you will then reweigh the potato and see how they got heavier or how they got lighter. So you're going to be able to compare what has happened, and then we're going to do that next lesson, explain what happens. So next lesson, we'll do the science behind this practical. So you can see it's a really exciting practical you're missing out on, but I try my best there to recreate it for you in this video. Okay guys, so now we've got our method sheet ready to go. Let's write a method together. So the summary is this. First of all, write with me, we need to measure equal volumes of each solution into different boiling tubes. That's your first step. Your second step was you need to cut potato cylinders of equal size. Your third step was to weigh one cylinder and place into a boiling tube and write weight into the table. You repeat step 3 until all the potatoes are in solutions. And the final step is we leave for 24 hours and reweigh after. Okay, so that is the method you need to know, okay, for this practical. So what I want you to be able to do is learn that. So you've got options here. Obviously, it's been 5 minutes now self-testing and writing it down, covering it. However, what I've got here is actually a memory method box. And what you could do is write your own method, but really snappy. So you could write 5 bullet points, or 6, or even less, okay, with just keywords. And if that helps you remember it, that would be amazing, okay? And once you've done that, okay, you can get back onto your slop. Okay, now your slop, okay, is looking like this. So you've printed it off, that's fantastic. So you've got 3 questions there. So again, looking at the practical method, you've got the variable to think about and the control variable to think about as well. And actually, the most important question is, what do you expect to happen in this practical? So to finish on, guys, I'll discuss the answers next lesson, sorry. Again, we're going to explain the practical next lesson, see what actually happens. Until then, do some retrieval practice, complete the slop, and do share the video with other pretenders. And apart from that, all the best, and I'll see you soon.